We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhớ thiết chúng sanh. Tình chuyên diệu pháp luân, giáo ngạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đà lạc, thức chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thù Sư Chế Đô Ye La Hư Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian, 万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, O good monks and nuns and all good known advisors of Emitofuo, 诸佛菩萨、清凉大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thái Lương Đại sư, Thượng Tọa Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sinh thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 16th of August 2024. We're here at Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're in door number 2. Thank you all for joining us. It's a long, long door, and I think we are on slide 953. He's talking about comparing how to combine the Indian two major schools of teachings, the Dharma Nature School and Dharma Mark schools. So we discussed, Master Qingliang discussed the Dharma Mark School already, so he's talking about the Dharma Nature School. So again, it's fun to listen to it. If you don't get it, it's okay. I don't either. Don't feel bad. I don't. Some things are not meant for, for inferior people like us. But it's good to hear the jargon and pick up as much as we can. Okay? All right. 953. Feel free to ask questions. 3. The nature, thus come one vehicle. 4. The nature not fixed as to vehicles. And 5. Not having the nature. The great adornment Shastra and Yokarya Bhumi Shastra both speak the same as this.
三如来成性，四不定成性，五者无性，大庄严论及瑜伽论皆同此说。
Okay, 954. So he started, the Master Ching Liang talked about the fact that the Dharma nature school divided living beings and classified them into having 5 natures. One is sound hearers nature only. Number 2, pratyeka nature only. Number 3, bodhisattva nature only. Number 4, not fixed to vehicles nature. And number 5, no nature. I don't know why they broke it down like that. But, it's Indians, they eat curry. They have wonderful curry. So, okay, but it's okay. It's okay, The one thing is missing to me is what about those who have ghosts and spirits? What nature do they belong to? Huh? Are we discriminating? The Indian discriminated against the ghosts and spirits and the animals? Huh? Here, so it says 3. Nature, seat nature, does come one vehicle, meaning that's bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas have the seat so that when the Buddha spoke the Dharma or when they learn the Buddha Dharma, they'll be able to use it to become Buddhas. Like Shakyamuni Buddha, he studied, he have the Buddha nature, the seat of Buddha nature, and therefore when he meditated and all the Mahayana teachings came back and enabled him to become a Buddha. Okay, so that's what it means. 4, the seat nature not fixed to vehicles. There's some people that don't need any vehicles. Why? Because what happened, he says that even the bodhisattvas have the seat nature to become Buddhas, but actually they're not quite Buddhas yet. Okay? Even because they follow the bodhisattva vehicles, the bodhisattva vehicles have limitations according to the Indian Buddhists. And that's why they added a 4th type of nature, which is fixed, meaning that it transcends vehicles. Okay? So those people become enlightened, whether it's through gradual teaching or sudden teaching, they become enlightened anyway, but they don't need to go through any vehicle per se. Okay? And number 5, not having a nature, meaning the humans and gods. So he says, Indians only like humans and gods. Below that, like animals, spirits, ghosts, they don't matter. From what I've seen so far, the 5 natures do not include such beings. Okay? I don't get it. Okay? And so he says, based on the Tripitaka, Indian Tripitaka, the 2 Shastras mentioned here brought it up. Okay, good for them. 955. The wholesome precepts in the Bhumi, on the other hand, only talk about 2 seat natures. They are 1, existence of the seat nature, and 2, lack of the seat nature. Also called those without the seat nature.
善戒谛持，虽但说2种性：1有种性，2无种性，亦云无种性人。
Okay, so 956. Again, when you listen to the Dharma, do not lose track of the big picture. The big picture we're supposed to get here is that the Buddhist teaching says we have something called seat nature. So that's why it is very important for us to nurture these seat nature. Okay? So to me personally, it means that through our wandering in samsara, we picked up Hinayana teachings, we picked up Tibetan teachings, we picked up Chinese teaching, we picked up Korean teachings, and on and on and on. And they plant a certain kind of nature. Whatever you seats seat natures. Okay, and so they have to create a certain seats, and that's what according to these great Indian scholars, they would classify them as us having certain types of seat natures. Okay, and what's interesting is that they spend so much time doing it because they only look at a time interval where these seat natures are only good for. Whereas in the Buddhist teaching, you look at the big picture, okay? Is that the Buddha's purpose is to help us plant Buddha seed nature in all and everyone. The Buddha doesn't sit there and say, I want to plant a seed for you to become an arhat, for you to become a bodhisattva, for you to become a human, for you to become a god. It's nonsense. Agree? Buddha look at us and says, God, human, bodhisattvas, arhats, it's all the same to me. Because eventually, why is it all the same? Because you all will become me. So you are right now humans because you made a mistake. Let's face it. Especially you women. Yeah, shocking. I know, it's so shocking. Okay? Toa. Yeah. And the men too. Men are losers too. They're not better off. Okay? But it's a temporary thing. Yeah? But you planted the seeds to become Buddhas. Not just seeds. You're planting for tonight. You're planting Vajra seeds. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the big picture. Okay? Long-range planning. We don't worry about you having woman body, man body. Yuck. It's all expedience. Short time interval. Yeah? Okay? So that's a big picture. This is the problem I have with these scholars is that they talk big and they want to analyze things and classify things, but sometimes it's not, it doesn't really capture the spirit of the Buddha's teaching. Okay, but it's okay. We need to learn, speak the language, learn to talk to them to see where they're stuck and how we can help them. Understand? You don't reject them. It's just very much like after you have wisdom, you need to go and learn to be a doctor, learn to be a philosopher, learn to be an engineer and so forth. If you want to save engineers, you want to save doctors. That's what bodhisattvas do. Or become Koreans. Jumia! You see? Is she there? She disappeared already. Oh, she's there. Yeah. Okay? All right. And so, but then on the other hand, he says, also by comparison with the nation, Avatamsaka Sutra, the wholesome precepts, Sutra, and the Bodhisattva Bhumi Sutra, only talk about two-seat nature. They are one, existence of it on part of living beings who have the seat nature for becoming Buddhas, and two, lack of seat nature for Buddhahood. Okay, and the second category is also called those without the seat nature. Again, it's temporary. Yeah, those lacking the seat nature, to me it sounds like too short-sighted. If all of us have the Buddha nature already, then in theory, we all have the seat nature. So that's what they said. Yeah, what they're saying, although you have the seat nature, but for now, when I look at you, you have no seat nature. Whoopee, you're so impressive. You know so much. Okay. 957. That is because they do not have the seed nature and soul, in spite of repeatedly exerting themselves to cultivate with vigor, in the end, they cannot obtain unsurpassed Bodhi.
五种性故，虽复勤行精进，终不能得无上菩提。
So, 958 commentary, the reason they talk about the five natures because they're so concerned, say, do you have the seed nature or not? If you only have the seed nature for a sound hearer, then I'm going to ignore you because there's no point in me wasting my time teaching you. That's what happens when you discriminate seed natures. You understand? You see my problem with this? With the Indian approach or Dharma nature, Dharma nature school here? They said, you only have the seed nature for the arhats. And a lazy person like me, I say, oh, now I can retire. Because you arhats already, who cares? 6.
Master, I had a question about the 12 conditioned links. So this reminds me of some of that, because I feel like I've heard that before, and I didn't hear it until I encountered the Dharma in here. So does that have to do with seed nature, to have the conditions to hear about something as profound as the 12 conditioned links?
Yeah, you need to have some good seeds for you to be able to hear these concepts and not be turned off. Okay? A lot of people, they listen to all the Buddha teachings, they read all the Buddha teachings, but nothing clicks with them. Okay? It usually clicks with you is because you have prior blessings. Yes, you. I know it's hard to believe. The rest of them, yeah, right. Okay? That's what happens. You'll be amazed on what's really happening. Because the seed nature, those seeds have been planted, have been continually planted for a long, long time. And in particular for you, all of you here, present here in our way places, online in the future who will tune in to our videos, not be turned off, is because you planted the seeds already. That's why you're able to absorb these things and not be alienated. It's nothing we can do. There's some people who don't have the seed nature. That's why for the talk conditioning, which is tremendously profound in insights, they would still don't buy it. Doesn't matter. Okay? You see, even if you say, you know what, I give it to you for free. You say, really? If something good, no one gives it for free in the United States of America. It must be a scam, right? Okay? So unless you have those seeds, okay, you will not appreciate the teaching. Bottom line. Yes, JMT. Yeah, Chumia.
마스터 질문이 있습니다. 죄송한데 이게 내용이 3주 전에 나왔던 그 법문인데요. 어떤 내용이냐면 3승 아라한승이 불승이고 1승이 방편승이라고 하셨는데 그게 법승종에서만 그런 건지 좀 제가 처음 들어봐가지고 일단 그거 첫 번째 질문 드리고요. 안 들리셨나요?
Master, this is you lectured 3 weeks ago.
I remember 3 weeks ago I did lecture. this already?
이렇게 하는
Is it applied? Is it applied only in Dharma?
Yeah, that's in the different section. This is a section on the Dharma nature. The other section in Dharma marks.
잘 많이
Don't worry.
모아가지고 제가 이제 여기서만 이런 관점이라고 해야 되나 그런 건지 궁금했고, 네.
Oh, I'll tell you why we're doing this. We're doing this because then we have conditions with the Indians in the future. When it's your turn to do Dharma propagation, the Indians will like you more. And they come and give you, Indian food.
두 번째 질문은 마스터께서 선과 정토, 그 다음에 밀교 또한 육바람이라고 하셨어요. 근데 저는 이제 딴 건 잘 모르겠는데 관심 별로 없는데 보통 정토하면 정토에 들어가는 것과 왕생의 등급만 생각할 수 있는데 정토가 육바람이라고 하신 게 어떤 낙처에서 말씀하신 건지 그게 두 번째 질문입니다.
My second question is that Master said, Chan, Pure Land, and Sacred School is the sixth paramita. I'm wondering why the Pure Land is sixth paramita.
판매에 들고 왕생의 등급만 좀 생각하는 것 같아가지고요.
You watch the news, and when there's a reporter from a different country, they talk, and the sound comes later. It's kind of cool.
는
Yeah.
보통 정토하면 그냥 정토에 들어가는 연불산매라 왕생의 등급만 좀 생각하게 되는데 제가 너무 잘 정토를 몰라서 그런 건지 정토가 육바람이라고 하신 게 어떤 뜻인 건지가 제 두 번째 질문이에요. 들리셨어요?
네. When I hear the Pure Land, I'm thinking about only the recitation samadhi and then reverse grade. So why is it related to sixth paramita?
Yeah, so let me get this right. When they talk about Pure Land Dhamma door, she only understands the Buddha recitation. And then, and let me see if something like exchange rate or something. Okay. Anyway, the Pure Land Dharma door is also the six paramitas. Why is that? It's because, it's a good question. It's because if you want to reach high level of attainments with the Pure Land Dharma doors, okay, that process there is actually based on the six paramitas. It's not simply reciting the Buddha's name. Reciting Buddha's name is one aspect of it, but in order for you to excel at reciting Buddha's name, okay, it is based on the six paramitas. It's only because the Pure Land teachers only put emphasis on reciting Buddha's name, Amitofuo, and so forth, is because they have not reached very high level with that recitation door yet. That's why they don't realize it's based on the 6 paramitas. So I'm teaching you this so that by the time, and when you get the Amitabha Buddha, and God willing, then you will be prepared, because the Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, will be teaching you over there the 6 paramitas as well. All right? So I'm prepping you to hit the road, as the expression, running, okay? So that you won't waste time. When you get to the Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, Amitabha Buddha starts speaking Dharma to you. When it opens up, Buddha starts speaking Dharma to you, and Jumiya can say, I heard that before, Master YongHua. Okay? All right. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead, JMT.
마스터 마지막 질문인데요. 마스터께서 예전에 연불산매에 들면 정토에 왕생할 수 있는, 어떻게 보면 약간 그 멤버십 티켓을 획득하는 거라고 하셨는데, 한번 끊을게요, 상우스님.
Master, you said before that if we enter the recitation samadhi, we got the ticket of the membership to go to Pure Land.
Yes, I did say that.
네, 그런데 마스터, 제가 궁금한 건 어떤 포인트냐면, 만약에 그 이후에 예를 들면 마스터께서 한국에 계실 때 비구니회관에서 마스터 X씨께서 7번의 연불산매에 드셨다고 했는데, 그럼 나머지 6번이 더 연불산매에 든 거는 왕생의 등급으로 이게 전환이 되는 건지, 왜냐면 한 번만 들어도 정토에 왕생한 도 있었으니까 그게 제가 질문이거든요.
Master XC said that he entered the recitation samadhi 7 times in Korea. And then my question is that one time the recitation samadhi is enough to go to Pure Land. Then how about the rest 6 times? Is it helpful to upgrade the reverse grade?
Not necessarily. But when you enter it multiple times, it usually means that you ring the bell. It's like ringing the bell in Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha say, this guy doesn't leave me alone. I told him you only have to do it once, and he keeps on overdoing it. So Amitabha Buddha kind of says, see, it's so typical of Saha, Pure Land people. They are so nervous about it. I told them once, but they don't believe me. Okay? So you enter the Buddha recitation samadhi, actually, the more you enter, the more if you will, you get on, you climb up the ladder a little bit, because Amitabha Buddha is very, very busy. Every day he goes north and south, east and west, north and south, east, west, north, south, east, west, north, south, bringing people back, as you can imagine. Okay, and that's why the higher up on you on the list, you get there a little bit sooner. Okay. Don't worry, the more the better. Okay, it's a good thing. But I try not to overdo it myself. I do it once and I take the rest of the time, go play a little. Okay? I practice the middle way. See, some people like a lot of times. I like once only. And Okay, anyone else? Okay, now back to slide 958. The point here is that, again, they talk about seed nature, because even without the seed nature, if you have no seed nature, no matter how hard you work, you will not become a Buddha. We know that already. Okay? So to me, it's kind of weird to talk about it because it's not productive in the sense of a teacher perspective. A teacher's job to make sure is you try your best to help your pupils get as far ahead as possible. Even though they don't become Buddhas or not, if they become Buddhas, great. They become Buddhas, same thing, great. You don't discriminate. You don't say, because I look at you, I see that you don't have the seed nature already. And they can, by the way. I can't, but they can. They look at you and say, no, next. You know, you don't believe me, right? Give me 20 years. I will show off after 20 years when I need no more money. Right now I need money, that's why I don't want to show off. Because if I show up right now, the money comes too quickly and I retire. See my problem? I have to work for it. If I had the spiritual penetration of Master YongHua, I'd be so rich by now. I should retire like Master YongHua. 74, I'm out of here. I need to be poor so that I have to keep on working to pay off the mortgage. But in 20 years, after everything is paid off, you see, I show off. Okay? I put the pointed finger at you and pew, you fly all the way back, all the way to God. You stick around, kid, you see, you mark my word. In 20 years, I show off for you to see. Now, I don't want to show off because I need money. I give you a very simple reason. When you give me too much money, I don't need it money. No, that's when I show off. Okay? My point being that why do you have to discriminate someone who has a seed nature or not seed nature? It's irrelevant. This is all you got. This is all I've got. Therefore, let's make the best of it. Okay? It's kind of, to me, it's kind of not very far-sighted. 959, they only achieve maturation through good roots of humans and gods, being without a nature. The yoga also says the same thing.
但以人天善根而成熟之无性，瑜伽亦同此说。
So this is the fifth type of nature that has no Buddha nature. Basically, they're gods and humans. Again, you see, funny, they skip the animals and the ghosts and the hell beings. Yeah, okay? And so I said, because if you only have seed nature number 5, only gods and humans, you can only become humans or gods. Okay? How about this? Just for the heck of it, just for being American and being contrarian. Suppose you don't have the seed nature. You only have God and human. What if I give you seeds? Huh? Am I not supposed to, if I have some extra seeds? I would love to give you some. What happens? It becomes yours, no longer mine. Remember, when I give something, it's yours. I don't have it anymore. So all of a sudden, you don't have the Buddha seed nature, but I give it to you, now you have it. So why bother? Shouldn't we be talking about who should I give the Buddha seed nature to? Or the Pure Land seed to? Instead of saying that, oh, you don't have the Buddha nature, forget it, goodbye, and go to another church. That's a problem when you discriminate. Okay? Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. Does that mean then it's going to be on a subscription basis?
What is?
Getting the Buddha nature?
Yeah, but then it's not as simple. Then if I can give it to you, I have to ask myself, why should I give it to you? Now it's a different issue. Should I give it to Jumiya or hyena or Shana? Who are you give it to? And he's going to complain too. Say, see, I have a God seat already. I'm going to become, near my God. You discriminate against me. It's a new can of worms. Okay? All right. But I can be bought. If you buy a Bible, a Tripitaka, not Bible, sorry. Bible is orange face. Okay? Yeah. You buy a Tripitaka version of BLI, it's 50% off today. Yeah. It's not printed yet, that's why it's 50% off. Okay, back to 961. Now he's making commentary. We who study the Buddha Dharma, listen to the sutra, should become smarter the more we study, and less stupid, yet we should also become more stupid and less smart as we study. What is meant by that? To become smarter with study means having no ignorance, which is not to have any fiery temper or get mad. It makes me wonder, who was at the point in time was listening to him had a temper? Because I don't see anyone has a temper here today. Do you? Anyone has a temper? Is it you? See? None of you has a temper. Okay? Well, bear with it. You see, when he talks this, it's because he's actually indirectly pointing to someone. Hey, go forest people. Anyone has a temper? 2. Okay, so he's talking to these people. Okay. A reminder for you. If you have a temper, do not jump to any conclusions yet. Wait until you calm down. Okay? Do not break anything yet. Don't throw dishes at your wife. Your husband. Okay? All right. So he says here, smarter means no temper or get mad. It's because you're learning a Dharma, shouldn't without reason develop a larger temper, have a heavy ignorance, but instead should get smarter as you study. To get more stupid means you should want to benefit others, not yourself, and not be selfish. That looks idiotic to others, but actually is very intelligent on your part. Okay, I didn't bother looking up the Chinese thing. It just bothers me a little bit. Okay, and I don't want to bother. I don't want to go, check the translation, nothing. I just wanted to talk to you about this. I chuckled when I read this, and I said, what's smart? To be smart is without temper? Really? Is that smart? Daniel, are you smart? Yeah. Of course you are, right? Do you have a temper? Sometimes. You see? So sometimes you're not smart. Okay? So, I have a problem with definition of smart. What is smart to you? I'm asking you. What is smart? Yes, you say your mom says, I want my kid to be smart. I ask you, what's smart? If these people cultivate, I ask them, what's smart? You cultivate to be smart according to him, what's smart? To you. Yes, 7.
It's more like your IQ, how much you can memorize, how much you can calculate, more like a worldly term.
Okay. Death by AI? I like that. Sounds Republican. Anyone knows what this is? No? Okay. When you figure it out, JC has the answer.
저한테는 좀 더 지혜로워지는 게 아닐까 합니다. 예를 들어서 가정과 소행에서의 조화를 잘 맞춰가는 거 그런 것.
Become smart means to be wise. For example, make a balance between home life and cultivation.
Very good. That's wise she's talking about. Is that the same as smart? Are smart people wise? Are wise people smart? You want your kids to be smart or you want your kids to be wise? You want to be smart or you want to be wise? Wise. You don't want to be smart. Nine.
Dạ, tại vì trí tuệ là cái sự thông minh là cái sự hiểu biết của thế gian. Còn trí tuệ là xuất thế gian rồi thì trong trí tuệ thì đã có thông minh rồi thôi. Con như vậy.
Okay.
Emitofuo, it is because smart is the knowledge, the worldly knowledge. However, the wisdom, wise is the transcendental. So therefore, I think that in wise or in wisdom is already contained smart.
Okay. JMT.
JMT입니다.
수행할수록 지혜로워진다는 뜻은 제가 생각하기로는 일단 번뇌가 줄고 또 직관력이 발달하면서 많은 시간을 상황을 판단하거나 실행하는 데 많은 시간이 소요되지 않는다라고 저는 생각합니다.
As we cultivate, we become wise. That means we have less affliction, and we have more instinct, develop instinct. So we don't have time. We don't spend many time to recognize the environment.
Okay. Let me continue. Next slide here. But you should also get that smart as you studying progresses and less stupid as you go along. This is the same principle as before. You feel the one day is pretty much the same as the day before, but really, although you are unaware of it, your state has changed a great deal so that you do not have the same kind of intelligence or stupidity as before. For that reason, you should toss your affliction and ignorance out beyond cloud 9, further off than 108,000 miles away, and not continue to run after the day after day, after them day after day. So Chinese. Okay, and usually this is because his disciples' thinking is so confusing. That's why he has to talk like this. If he talks too short, they don't get it. When he talks like this, they get some. Okay, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying that the explanation matches the audience. Because it causes confusion for me. Why do you have to distinguish between smart and wise? You can go on forever. Okay, and then now you combine stupidity. Okay, what about stupidity? Does it mean not smart or no wisdom or both or what? You see, it causes so many issues. You don't want to go there. Okay, so what do you do instead? Okay, so next, let's go to 963. I remember the first time we had a Chan session here, one of my disciples said, as she sat there, that there was lots of garbage in her brains, and that her most important thought was when would the bell be hit? We are having a session now too, and maybe there are people like that. Again, if so, you can ask cultivators of the way from before how they cleaned up the garbage and how they managed to get so they didn't simply wait for the bell to ring. You can clear that up. Okay, so now he goes into garbage in the brains. Okay, I'm telling you, it's better that you don't try to generalize too much and talk about each person. Okay, and I find this section to be confusing, to say the least. Okay, and here in this slide 963, it might be of interest for you to find out how to clear up the head. Okay, if you have this problem here, if someone comes to you and said, I have this, my head is full of thoughts, and I sit there and all I can think of is when is the bell's going to hit. So how do I clear my head of such thoughts? Might be of more interest. Yeah? That's why I put in parentheses, how do you clear your head? And that's what I need to emphasize for you, is that when you hold Chan class, it's your job to help people address these issues. Okay? Yeah. And then later they talk about wisdom and so forth later. Okay. But anyway, so how do you clear your head when it happened? You went through this before yourselves, yes? You first started, the leg pains really bothered you, and you said, when is the bell going to, when does this end? Yeah? Is it going to stop? Will the pain ever stop? Yeah? So how do you clear such thoughts? How did you do it? Yes, 9.
Just keep sitting.
Just endure. There's nothing to talk about. So the instruction is endure. Don't quit. Try to go as far as you can. And try again and again and again. It will clear up by itself. When you stop thinking about clearing, naturally, that's when it clears up. When you want it to clear, when you want to clear, that's when you have problems. Okay? So what's the difference between smart and intelligent and wise? Yes, 6.
Being smart is connected to arrogance.
Okay.
Being wise isn't connected to the arrogance.
Yes, it is.
Being
I've
wise,
seen a lot of wise people who are very arrogant.
I thought if you have wisdom, then you have lower arrogance. There's no.
True. They have few things to be arrogant about, but when they're arrogant about the few things they have left, they're damn arrogant. You see, you guys read things from the scriptures only. I live with such people, day in, day out. Okay? It's not the way you think. Yes, go Forrest.
Dạ thưa Thầy, con nghĩ là thông minh là nó có sự tính toán trong đó, còn trí tuệ thì nó không có tính toán mà nó là tự nhiên nó như vậy.
Okay.
Emitofuo, Master, I think that being smart, they have calculation in it. But when we have wisdom, there's no calculation in it.
I hope you're right. Anyone disagrees? I gave you a hint already. Anyone disagrees? Show me your colors. There's some wise people I know who's a lot more calculative than smart people. A lot more. Anyone else? Because I don't want you to say, see, I know I'm smart already, and Master certified me to have wisdom. Therefore, I'm no longer calculate. Boy, are you in trouble? Because once you have wisdom, you should calculate even faster. But you don't let people know you're calculating. Yes, JC.
제가 생각하기에 영리한 것은 탐욕을 포함한 채로 하는 것이고, 현명한 선택은 그런 탐진치를 내려놓은 상태에서 할 수 있는 거라 생각합니다.
Be smart. Is this based on greed?
Greed.
Being wise does not base on the greed, anger, and stupidity.
See, this is why I bring up this topic, because you have so many misconceptions. Smart is based on greed. Not necessarily. Many smart people, like Einstein, is considered to be very smart. I don't think he's greedy at all, from how people described him. He's not very greedy as a person. Lives very simple. He doesn't ask for recognition, didn't want money, he didn't want fame, So he's not greedy at all. Yet he's very bright, he's a genius, supposedly. Okay? Whereas wise people, many wise people are very greedy. Again, they're not as greedy about as many things as we are, but the few things they're still greedy about, they're very greedy. For them, it's quality of greed. Okay? You see, all these things, this is why it's so difficult to generalize. That's my point precisely. You don't want to generalize this. Okay? How about if you want to teach people about this topic, how do you teach them? Why talk about smart and wise? What's the big deal? Smart to me, first of all, smart to me, I met so many smart people. Okay? Smart to me, smart people have one common trait. They understand so fast. Faster than most of us. They probably understand where I'm going before I could finish my sentence. Anticipation and speed. Yes, Nine.
Thank you, Master. Diego has a comment. Emitofuo, Master, smart is that the person depends on mental thinking, and wise is that it depends on the true mind.
Yeah, in a way, yes. I can't argue with that. Okay. Smart manifests itself as speed of mind. They grasp a lot faster than normal. That's why we call them smart. He's a smart kid. She's a smart girl because they get it before others. That's a common trait. Okay? What about wise? Let me tell you. Wise is even faster, can be even faster, but you don't know it. They don't reveal it. So you see, it's endless to keep on talking about smart and wise and smart, because it really is no point. Okay, it's just discussions. Okay, it doesn't do much. So what if you say this person is smart, this person is wise? Whoopee. So what? To me, this kind of discussion is counterproductive. Why do you have to say Einstein is smart, or Oppenheimer is smart, or this professor is smart, that student is smart? Good for them. We're happy for them. Okay? All right. Too confusing. 964. If it's a Dharma nature school, then the three vehicles are provisional and the one vehicle is actual.
若法性宗义，则以三圣事权一圣为实。
Okay, so now the next distinction between the two Indian schools, Dharma Nature, Dharma Mark School, and they talk about vehicles, how they look at vehicles. And that's what he says here. Different is that one of them look as provisional, and for the Dharma Nature, they look at the three vehicles of sound hearers, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattva as provisional. And the Buddha vehicle, the one vehicle, Buddha vehicle is actual, which is the opposite of Dharma Mark School. Okay? Again. Nice. The Dharma flower says, in the lands of the Buddhas of the 10 directions, there is only the Dharma of the one vehicle, without two and without three, unless the Buddha speaks expediently.
法华经云：十方佛度中，唯有一圣法， 无二亦无三，除佛方便说。
Okay. Commentary slide. So he quoted now in the Dharma Flower Sutra, which is the Dharma Nature School is based on. It says that all the Buddha's teaching is only one Buddha vehicle, or the one vehicle, when there's no two, no three. Okay, unless it's the Buddha that's using expedience. Okay. And next, Master YongHua says, 969, there are not two roads for returning to the source, but expedience have many doors. When you become Buddha, there's only the one road, not more. Yet there are numerous expedient Dharma doors. So if Dharma is spoken expediently, there can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. You can speak as many expedient Dharma doors as you're able to distinguish. So, amazingly, I don't know why none of them ask, what is the one road? That's the only thing that stuck in my mind. What is the one road again, Dharma Master? Huh? That never mind about 2, 3, 4, 10, okay? What is the one road? Since he's dead already, he's not available, so there's one road here, I ask you. There are not two roads for returning to the source. What is this one road, you think? Yes, 7.
Dạ thưa thầy, con nghĩ một con đường đó là trở về cái chính bản thân mình, trở về cái thật tánh, trở về cái thiện tâm thật tánh của mình thầy, và trở về cái chính mình nữa. Trở về cái thật tâm thật tánh của mình, giống như là nhà Phật gọi là chân tâm đó thầy. Yeah.
Master, I think that this one road is that we ourselves going back to the goodness of our own true mind, of our Buddha mind, of ourself. That's called the true mind.
How do I do that? What road is that? When I talk about road, I'm talking about I go out, there's some some asphalt there, I see it as a road, I follow it. Okay, to me that's what road means. Street, road, whatever. Okay, so which road? This one road, which one should I follow? How do I recognize that's the one that you talked about? The one of the nature of the true mind and so forth. How do I know? There's so many roads out there. Which one do I choose? Anyone? Yes, 9.
Thank
Which
you,
road are we talking about?
I guess, of course, when you become a Buddha, you know which is the road to choose.
We're talking right now. I'm not becoming a Buddha yet. I'm very confused right now. Which road should I choose to make sure I go there?
They haven't told you what all the roads are, so how would you know which one to choose?
See, what's amazing to me, and they get away with saying things like this, it's not untrue. But if you say things like this to the Americans, they would ask you right away. I'm role playing. I say, if you were on the audience when he was talking like this, I would immediately say, "Excuse me, what is the one road?" Mm-hmm. I don't care for expedience. I want to know the one road. Where is it? How do I recognize it? How do I know if I am on that road or not? Yeah. Reasonable questions for us Westerners. See my problems? If you keep on talking like this to the Westerners, they won't take the Buddha Dharma very seriously. I said, you guys speak in riddles. I don't have time for riddles. You have to tell me. I'm busy. I have to go back to my family, take care of my kids, take care of my wife. You have to be more specific. Okay? I don't have much time left. So how do we know which road the Chinese are talking about now? Yes, go forth.
Emitofuo Master, the one role is the good known advice. You follow the good known advice. If he go to hell, then tough luck, you go with him.
Thank you for your vote of confidence. This guy is so cynical. So, according to this verse here, there are not two roads. Are you saying, so what if you have two? Master YongHua and me. Which one do you choose?
I follow you, Master.
Because the other guy is dead already.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. You choose one person, okay, to return to the source. This is why it really kills me that, and I'm encouraging you to be vocal about it. If I say things you don't understand, please ask what I mean, okay? Because whether you're Asian, whether you have a Western education, it's perfectly okay. My objective is to help you understand for your benefit. Don't let things go. If it bothers you, ask, okay? Absolutely, he's right, okay? Wei Yuan Wu Lu, meaning that to go back there is only one road. And I gave you the hint already. It's not two. And how do you know it's on? See, I gave you a clue. How do you know you're on the right road? There's so many roads out there. Okay? And so that's why this is the Mahayana wisdom, folks. This is so important that we need to keep on preaching it to people who want to cultivate or you want to end the suffering. They have to pick someone to follow. Don't be on your own. Because if you're on your own, you better know the road back to Buddhahood. You don't know the road back to Buddhahood, towards Buddhahood, don't do it to yourself. You're going to get lost. Is that clear? Don't be so full of yourself thinking, I'm a cultivator, my master certified me to have wisdom already. You are so wrong, okay? You should always I'm reminding you should always in your mind, you should know who is my good known advisor, who can shed lights on me, and who can I follow so that I can go back to where he's at. Okay? And you better choose the right one. Because it's up to you. It's not no one's fault. If you choose wrong, tough luck. Okay? And he spoke like that. The gentleman in Gopher spoke like that because in his lifetime, he chose wrong and he saw so many people choose wrong as well. It didn't end well with them, did it? Okay? So this is one of the most important lessons that we should be sharing to all of you, to everyone who wants to learn and want to end the suffering. Okay? You better choose a good knowing advisor, a good one, a darn good one for you to follow. If you think you have no teacher, boy, are you in trouble. You're gonna get lost, guaranteed. And this is, to me, this is quintessential Mahayana. It's only one road. Which road is that? My good knowing advisor's road. And it's not just choosing wrong. If you choose wrong, it's perfectly okay. Choose again, and again, until you find the right one. We don't know. Okay? So don't tell me that I follow this, I follow that. And to me, the obvious question, if you follow that person, is he guiding you? How is he guiding you? You better understand. You better receive guidance. Just like when you drive to Wei Mountain Temple, okay? If you knew, you need to follow a GPS. Someone who knows the way. Okay? And usually good GPS avoids, traffic jams. I recommend Waze, by the way. Do not do Google Maps. And so forth. You got that? All right. This is excellent, most excellent Chinese wisdom, but we need to make sure it's clearly understood from our perspective. Okay? And then next line says, experience have many doors. Sure, of course. That's why they call it experience. Okay, 970, it also says, I first use the three vehicles to guide living beings, and afterwards only with the great vehicle save and liberate them.
又云：初以三圣引导众生，然后但以大圣而度脱之。
971, so it says, the Buddha says, I use the three vehicles, sound hearers, enlighten the conditions, bodhisattva, to guide living beings. Okay? And afterwards, all those are experience. I only use a great vehicle to save and liberate them. And that's what the Buddha says. Okay? So all we're doing here, okay, whether it's Hinayana or Mahayana and so forth, is all our experience. Ultimately, Buddha's will, Buddha's intention, Buddha's hope is that we all become like him. And don't settle for less. Don't believe anyone who says, you're not as good as I am. No such a thing. We're all the same. We all are Buddhas. We will be Buddhas in the future. Everyone. So don't make fun of him. Okay? 972. Because the nature is only one, it therefore says, all Buddhas, doubly complete honored ones, know that Dharma is a constant and without a nature.
以性为依故，故云：诸佛两足尊，知法常无性。
Okay. And 973, I don't want you to keep complaining internally, oh, I'm so bored, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter. I sat through so many of these throughout the years. And later, I was very happy. I wasted my time because the words, the jargon is very important. These seeds are being planted in our nature, okay? So it's time well spent, I assure you. 973, because the Buddha nature is only one single nature. So that's why the Buddha, his wisdom says, all living beings have the Buddha nature, everyone. Okay? All are capable of becoming Buddhas. This is the first thing he uttered. He says, he became a Buddha, he used his Buddha wisdom, he opened his Buddha wisdom, he says, first thing, he says, he told himself, I said, oh my God, all living beings have the Buddha nature. All can become Buddhas. And this is the Buddha's greatest wisdom. Okay? All of us will become Buddhas. All right? And it's a doubly honored one. He'll explain it later. Okay? 974. Furthermore, the third rule says, of one mark and one flavor, ultimate nirvana characterized by constant still extinction.
又第三云，一相一味，究竟涅槃，常即灭相。
Okay, 975. And so the third rule, the Dharma flower says, of one mark. Okay, one mark here, okay, one characteristic, meaning is not two characteristics, three or four, or duality, okay, and uniformly one flavor, okay, so again, these different jargons in Mahayana, that is ultimate nirvana, which is characterized by constant still extinction, okay. Extinction meaning everything is gone, nothing exists, therefore without marks, okay, and it's true emptiness. All right? 976. Buddhas are called doubly complete honored ones because they are complete in blessings and complete in wisdom. It is their cultivation of blessing that makes them complete in blessings. Then the cultivation of wisdom does the same for wisdom. And then this is one thing that caught my attention. He says, one cultivates blessings by benefiting others. Okay? Cultivate wisdom by benefiting oneself, which is benefiting yourself and benefiting others. So you cultivate wisdom by benefiting yourself. I agree. You benefit. You cultivate blessings by benefiting others. Okay, that's it. It's no discussion. But to cultivate blessings by benefiting oneself, what wisdom is there in benefiting oneself? Yes, 9.
I'm not sure, Master, but is it saving yourself first before you try to help others?
Yeah, I can disagree with that. But is that benefiting oneself? You contradicted yourself already. And then he says, this is what you do to cultivate wisdom. You're interested in cultivating wisdom, I tell you how. Printing sutras, propagating the Buddha Dharma, turning the great wheel, Dharma wheel, are all examples of ways to cultivate it. An example would be if the 6th Patriarch Sutra is about to be printed, you decide, I sponsor printing of 50 copies. No matter what, you have to stay out in front of people, not lag behind. If there are, say, 500 people, you're out ahead of all them all. Then in the future, your wisdom will surpass all of theirs. In cultivating blessings, if there are 1,000 people involved in meritorious action, you are ahead of them all in doing so. In the future, your word of blessing will be greater than those 1,000 people. This is so Hinayana. You keep on fighting to be number one. What about yielding? You know, I'm like first in line right now. That's how you fight them. You get first in line. Mahayana spirit will be, you know what? You go first because you need this more than I do. How about you? Would you like to go before me? And in the end, you the last one in line. So what's the point in fighting to be first? You see, it's so Chinese. I don't know the Chinese, it's clear to them, right? Taiwanese person, what happened to her? She disappeared. Is that clear to you in Chinese? I'm sorry, I don't have the Chinese text. But the Chinese have different ways of expressing this. For us, for me personally, it doesn't make sense. It's contradictory. Let me tell you, if you're about to do something that's beneficial to you and you're willing to yield it to someone else, that is Mahayana. It's not being first. Forget that. So that's why the style of explanation in Mahayana, to me, from the way he does it, is contradictory. It's unclear to me. There's too much contradiction. Yes, 9.
I think what I remember is all the great vow of great bodhisattvas, they never say, I'm going to be the first one who received the perfect enlightenment. They said they will wait for other people get enlightened, great enlightenment, receive the great enlightenment, obtain first, and then they'll be the last one.
Absolutely. But also my point is that if you're first in line to be able to do something meritorious for Triple Jewel, okay? I'm only reminding you that sometimes you're better off yielding to the next person, to others to do it, okay? That is even more meritorious than being number one. My Dharma is different from the Chinese, okay? If I am entitled to be able to give you $10, okay? And someone else behind me, okay, can also do that, okay? I know it will benefit me greatly. I'm teaching you that if you find your heart and you look at this person, see this person and say, boy, she looks like she needs it more than I do, be prepared to yield to her. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm teaching you. Don't have to be number one. If you yield like this, you're better off than being number one. My teaching is different from the Chinese. I want you to yield. Okay? Do we understand each other? This is what we stand for. There's a chance for all of us to create merit and virtue. We happen to be there at our turn. It doesn't have to be number one. It could be number 100. But we look around and see one behind us who is able to do that, we should yield. Yes, Taiwanese person.
Yeah, it sounds to me that depends on who were the audiences. It sounds to me that he's telling people to give. So, and it's appealing to people's greed about giving would reap more blessings, will get back more. So that's how, it's not about being number one. It's more about people who doesn't know about printing sutras would have benefits. So he's encouraged people to do more good and compete to do good.
Okay, that's for low lives. I'm teaching you differently. Okay, I'm teaching you that we should yield to others when we can. Don't always look at ourselves. Yes.
So let's say for
Chinese
certain people who hears it, then they will always yield, thinking that they're reaping more benefits. So is that really yielding?
No, it's not. It's no calculation here. I'm about to get something good for myself. Because you understand that Dharma is a chance for us to make a difference ourselves. Okay? We have the ability, we have the opportunity. Okay? Then, instead of saying, well, I'll seize it like worldly people would do, I'm teaching you, be less worldly. Okay? Look around. Okay? If someone else also has the same opportunity, yield to them. That's better to me. That's why let the Chinese be Chinese and be number one. We be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 10. Vietnam number 10 is very bad. We stop at 10, Vietnam. Number 1, always everyone wants number 1, number 2, but no one wants to be number 10. I want to be number 10. Okay, I was growing up, so it's number 1. I'm number 1, but number 10 is bad. No, okay. Yeah. It's a mindset that what I'm teaching you is that there are a lot of people who need it more than you do. So let them have it. You're better off than being number 1. Be number 10, if you will. It's Vietnamese, Vietnam number 10. Okay? Got that? You understand? It's a mindset. It's an attitude I'm talking about. Stop being so paranoid about yourself. I want to be number 1, number 1, number 1. I want to be first in line. I want to really make a difference. I know I'm making a difference. I can make a difference. But I look around and see who else can as well. If there are such people, I would yield to them. That's how you have peace in the world, folks. Let them have it. It's okay. They can have orange face. Yes, 6.
Master, I worked at the Piggly Wiggly, and there's a newsletter. It said some people see opportunities, others seize them. And then that was that's an American perspective.
Yeah, that's very smart. Okay, they pride themselves. They see it, but we seize them. We faster. Would you like to buy a Bible? Jesus Christ. Okay, it's because we might as well seize it. Okay. But no, we deliberate. We see it, we could seize it, but we don't. We're a step ahead of them. Okay, it's not done yet, but time is up. Let's continue next time. Thank you, everyone. God bless.